Hope your divorce wasn't too messy.
You got some balls, my friend.
This ain't good.
Fable 2, just when you thought America couldn't fuck up any more British shit, they had guns. So when I started this game back up, I wasn't entirely sure how or where to start. Growing up, I didn't play Fable 2 as much, so cheesing my way through the game wasn't nearly as easy as my Fable playthrough. I was, however, excited for two things. See, while Fable had lackluster relationship and property management systems, Fable 2 did not. In this playthrough, I was really hoping to get a little bit silly with the relationship system. Having multiple wives, maybe even wives that live like right next to each other, while buying up every ounce of real estate in Albion and jacking up the rent prices. When I got to Oakfield, I was reminded of the job feature allowing our intrepid hero to make some extra gold with a little manual labor. It was during the Abbott Cave quest, you know, the one with Hannah where you got to fill up the jug of water. The game really started to feel a lot more fun to me. I had bought a really good great axe and had a powerful blunderbuss, pretty much one-shotting all the undead. By the end of the quest, I was having a pretty great time. By this time, the bartender role was open, and I don't know about you, but that's one of the easiest jobs to do to make money at. I don't know who's paying 1,100 gold for beer in Oakfield, and Oakfield has only 36 residents, so who is drinking all this fucking beer? With all that newfound gold, I was able to buy myself some fancy new threads, and of course, I purchased the very inn I worked at. Quite the real estate tycoon. In Rookridge, I talked to Victor, starting the Till Death Do Us Part quest, seeing it as an ample opportunity to add another wife to my collection. I am ex-Mormon after all. Newly married with another child, I returned to Victor to complete the quest. I forgot how Victor has a change of heart when you decide to marry her and is happy that you didn't give her the letter, which made my marriage to Alex a little less satisfying. It was around this time I had about 3 wives, but 2 of them divorced me, citing neglect. I don't know, you have to like put in effort in these relationships or some shit. Women. So I had to replace them. Once I had them each taking care of a kid, I was off to the Crucible. What a great dad. So when I got to the Crucible, my renown wasn't high enough to enter it, so I thought, what the hell, I'll just go marry somebody else. So I went and I married some other lady, got her moved in, and that gave me enough renown to enter the Crucible. So basically the Crucible is like, yo, you got enough bitches? Alright, come on in. I made sure to buy the Master Cleaver and Master Flintlock pistol inside and blazed through the Crucible. By now I was really starting to feel baby fever. I really wanted to have as many kids possible before I left for the Spire. So I got to work. I learned it was possible to have multiple wives in one area as long as they're all happy. And what makes people more happy than gold? I set all my upkeep amounts to 150 just to be safe. I'm not sure if this is overkill or anything, but Lil Sparrow can afford it, I think. You got that Fable 2 grind set, baby. I really started to see how this family mechanic could be a lot of fun to manage throughout the game. Forcing the player to come back and visit their wife and child is a dynamic and immersive way to keep the game engaging. After taking time to grow my families,
oh, you're a dirty one, aren't you? Oh!
And finishing up some side quests, I was ready to head off to the Spire. Now, this part of the game was not at all how I remembered. I remember the Spire being like this really huge part of the game where you spend a long time trapped in this Spire working for the Commandant and Lucian. But it's literally just talking to the Commandant 3 times and then busting out of there with Garth. That said, there is this part in the Spire where you have to sit at a guard post and listen to prisoners beg for food for 3 solid minutes.
We'll die if we don't eat.
Womp womp. My return from the Spire 10 in-game years later was exciting.
This was the moment I'd been waiting for.
Since I arrived in Oakfield, I figured I'd go and visit the wife that I had there. I don't know if I mentioned her or not already, but I have a kid in Oakfield with some lady. Visiting them, both were ecstatic to see me after so many years apart, before heading off to my magnum opus. When I arrived, I was not disappointed. Wives arguing with each other.
With my husband.
Children asking me about my travels.
I'm your son. Do you remember me?
I'm your son.
Your son.
Bet you didn't even recognize me.
This is the best part of the fucking game, dude. I danced, I played, I gave gifts. The kind of gifts any father should give his son. Married a few more wives, accidentally causing one to divorce me because I reached the 10 family limit. But that's okay, that son doesn't need a father. I can't really say if I think Fable 2 is better or worse than the original. I think Fable is way more consistent, but Fable 2 builds on a lot of the charm that worked with the original. Did it do everything perfectly? No. Do I enjoy role-playing as Brigham Young? Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Until next time, catch you later.